Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Creating Hanley. I am Kimberly here at Creating Hanley, and this is our star block of the month for February 2025. This is the second star block, so this is the fourth week of February. This block is called Starfire by in this book, 1000 Blocks. This page right here, block number 735. I'm sorry, that's backwards. 753. On page 384. And let me show you a close up of the all these measurements. You need black, light gray, red, and dark gray. Now I didn't use those. I used blues. I did use red. But this is my black, this is my light gray, and this blue is my dark gray. So if you change up colors in the block instructions here, then make sure you mark them because you might confuse yourself. So I'm just going to show you real quick. These are all the measurements. So if you need to, pause the video here, write all those down. This is the instructions they give you right there. That's it. It's 2 sentences. And then this is how you put the block together. Block assembly. So you can see it's a 9 patch. You're basically making a 9 patch right here. And then that's it. And there you go. So let me break this down for you. The 9 patch. So you can see this is a patch. So you're going to make 4 of these. Easy. This is a patch. You're going to make 4 of these. And then all you have left is this center. And that's it. And that's the star right there. That's the star. But it is a little fiddly, especially making this unit, this top unit right here. This is a little fiddly because there are 5 parts to it, little 5 pieces that you got to put together. This corner is a straight 4, so that's easy. This is a pinwheel, so that's relatively easy. If you've been on my channel before, you've made pinwheels. If you're not new to sewing or not new to quilting, this is not going to be that difficult. It's kind of fiddly and it takes some time. You got to do these little teeny tiny pieces out here and these little teeny tiny pieces here. But it's really kind of simple-ish and straightforward. So let's get into it. Now, I have cut. So for me, the hardest part, the longest part was cutting all the little pieces. And I don't I don't enjoy that. So that's not one of my favorite things. So let me show you down here what I did. So this is the light gray. I used this cream color. So there are 3 different sizes in the light gray. Okay? And you cut those out. Now, if you want to, you can mark them either with like little stickers or with sticky notes. Like you can, write a sticky note and paste them on there, whatever works for you. This is the color I used for black. So there's only 2 different sizes in black. And of course, the red, there's 2 different sizes in red. And then this is my this is my dark gray. This is the light gray. This is my dark gray. Obviously, it's blue. So, this is how that turned out. This would be the black part. This is black. This is black, the 4 corners. This is the dark gray. This is where the dark gray is. This is the light gray. Of course, the red is red. Okay? So, if it becomes confusing, if you use different colors, then make sure you clearly label your pieces so you don't get confused. Because some of them have the same sizes. So, you don't want to confuse yourself. All right. Now, one of the things the direction says is in the light gray, the biggest square, there should be 2 of them. The biggest square is letter D. They lettered that as D. And you want to cut on the diagonal both ways. So, I'm just going to bring this here, so we're just jumping right in, okay? So after you've got your measurements and after you've figured out what fabric you want to use and after you've made all your cuts, now this is a lot of cuts for one square. This is just one square. If I was doing a lot of these squares, it would be too fiddly for me and I probably would give up on the project. But just one square, I can do one square. Okay. So, actually, you don't even need to do that. I don't know why I'm doing that. Throw that pencil away. What we're going to do, well, not literally, but all I'm going to do is take my, no, you can. If you wanted to use scissors, draw the line, and then use your scissors and follow along on the line to cut out. But all I'm going to do is place both of these squares. I can't even separate them, but there's two fabrics here, okay? And then, now if you have your twirly mat, you can get your twirly mat, place this on your twirly mat, twirl it around, or you can just do what I'm doing and just move very carefully the measuring tool. Okay, so now you have these little triangles. Voila. Make sure they're both face sides up so that you know your fabric is ready to go. Now, these are batiks, and sometimes you can't even tell what's the front and what's the back, especially on these very light ones. So, I think I did both of them, all of them face side up. Anyway, you can set these aside now. These, if you want to, you can start pairing up fabric. These little teeny tiny triangles are going to go with these red little teeny tiny squares. So there should be 2 triangles to 1 red square, okay? So you should have 8 of these triangles and 4 red squares. And you are going to use 2 triangles to 1 red square, okay? So you can set that aside if you want to. Boom, those are already paired up, matched. Get that out of the way. All right, now, what's the next thing that we can do? So I'm trying to do this strategically on how we're going to make this square. So in the directions, it says you want to make these half square triangle units. So this is a black and this is a light gray. Okay, so the black and the light gray, that's going to make this square unit, this pinwheel unit right here. Okay, I better be careful I don't tear my pages. All right, so this is my black. I'm using for my black. And then there's 2 of these, and there's only 2 of the light gray, so you know that's the right size. If you are unsure, just see if they match, and they do. Or you can also measure to make sure, yep, you're using the right square. That's 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. Okay, now we're going to make these units. So we're going to take a black and a gray, and we're going to face side down, face sides together, and we are going to make half square triangles out of this. So, I don't know what's the front, what's the back. So, take your measuring tool again, and from corner to corner, now this is where we definitely draw a line. Corner to corner, and this is our guideline. This is going to be our cut line. So we're actually sewing a 1/4 inch on either side of this, and that'll give us our 2 half square triangles. Okay, so we know how to do that. I'll take you over to the machine in case you need a refresher. Just take your presser foot and line up your 1/4 inch measuring device there. And then you can chain piece through 1/4 inch seam allowance and swing it through. Same thing. You want to do that twice to each square. All right, now once you have these, make sure your iron is on because you want to press these open. Cut them apart. and then press them open. So, boom, here's our half square triangle. We should have 4 of these now. And all I do for my iron is just simply press it. Just open it up and press the light to the dark side. So press the seam to the dark side. And then it looks like this. If you want to, you can trim off the dog ears. Or if you want to put these under a measuring tool and then square it up, feel free to do that as well. The more, let me tell you, a little hint here for this is the more you can square up your pieces, the more precise everything will be. The less wonky everything will be. If you've been following me for a while, most of my pieces are wonky. So if you want to square it up, every time you sew a piece together to get another unit, feel free. All right. So now you have 4 of these. Great. Set those aside. Okay? All right. So once you have that, let's swing back over here. Now, let's see what else we have over here. So these units are done. And these are our light gray. Can we do anything with these? Not yet. These you can set aside for now. We don't need the rectangles right at this point. What else can we do? The dark gray tone on tone, the 4 squares cut in diagonals. That's this. So we're going to take these dark gray and I'm going to slice through all 4 layers at the same time. So I am being very careful to line up everything, stack everything on top of each other as perfectly as I can get. And these units will go with this. Okay, with those little red and triangle units. Okay. There we go. All right, just like that. Now, there's going to be 2 of these triangles per these units. So if you wanted to, you can put those together too. So you're making little kits here, okay? So, uh-oh, one of them has 3. How did I lose? Oh, no, it's here. Okay. It's so hard to... I can't peel these apart. All right. Yeah, there's 2. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, there's 2 pieces here. Okay. And there should be 2 here. Yep. Okay, great. Good. All right. So there's that. Now, you can start making the squares, actually. So let's start building. I'm going to spread this out a little bit. Let's start building our triangle. I mean, our star block. Yeah, we can start building it already. Okay, so what I do is well, this is going to be in the center. So here's your center block right here. And these are the pinwheels, okay? So these little dog ears are bothering me. I'm just going to, I am cutting these off because it just bothers me. There. Now that's more clean. All right. Now for the pinwheel, you want to put the edge of the color outside. Okay? So, but there's going to be always a corner to the inside. So the triangle, the corner triangle points out, but then there's always a point to the inside. And there's always going to be a light against a dark. Just like that. Oh, let me show you. A light against a dark. Woo, where'd you go? Right, like that. That's a pinwheel. Okay. Now to build the outsides. Whoop, that goes together. Just like that. Right there. Now let's do the 4 corners. So there's always going to be a red in the like closest to the center. So this block goes right there. That's easy. Now there's always going to be the black goes to the very outside, so it's at a corner for here. So that you know that's pretty easy. Okay? And just like that. Now it's coming together pretty quick. Now all of these squares, there should be 8 of these. There's 2 to a corner, just like that. So that comes together, and now you've just made a patch. Okay, so these 4 squares go together, and they make a patch. They're identical, all right? So that's pretty easy. Now, all you have left is like this little flower piece up here. Okay. That becomes a little bit more difficult. So let's do this together. We're going to take one of these little red square units. And the dark gray that you just cut, we're going to place it right here. So the corner points in, like towards the 4-patch corner. And then the long angle of the triangle points down to the inside of the square. So get the other one. It should sit flat. So flat, and then the angle points down into the square, into the star, okay? Into the block. Now this little red triangle is going to sit on point. So it's going to be a diagonal, good diamond. And then these 2 pieces create the flat top outside. So now you put the points towards the center, and the long angle creates a flat outside, like so, okay? All right, and then you do that 4 times. So you get your other units, and again, long angle in, long angle in. These corners form a 90-degree for the outside square. The red is on point, and then your little triangles fit right in this void right here, just like that, and then it creates, so you can see it creates a rectangle. Okay, so maybe you can't really see that. Let's do this